Mission Optional 2023 welcomes you. Now, before we go ahead, I have some instructions for you. Uh, this program will be free of cost, and all its episodes or lectures will be uploaded on this YouTube channel. And the mission or the purpose is to get the aspirant guidance for the UPSC and other civil service state examinations of 2023. Now, what are the criteria or what is the requirement of this course? The first and foremost requirement is this, that you have to be disciplined. So, as you can see, there is a Jon Snow before you and what he's saying. So, you have to follow that. Next, whom this course is for? This course is for all UPSC, MPSC, and other state PSC aspirants. Now, those of you who have decided to take the optional philosophy for your civil service exam, I think uh, you know to some extent that there is a prescribed syllabus from UPSC or your state services point of view. So you have to stick to that syllabus. But for me, it is not necessary. So sometimes I will go out of syllabus because that is the necessity for me to take some topic which are not directly mentioned in the syllabus, but to get you understand that topic. So to understand that particular topic, you have to know that things, without which it is quite tedious to understand the given concept. So that is why I will be covering some topics from here and there, but they will be directly or indirectly related to whichever topic or concept or philosopher we are currently studying or at the time. Next, this course is from basics to advanced. So the basic here means no any prerequisite is there. There is no pre-requirement or that you have to know this or that or any syllabus or something. No, nothing. Even uh, even if you believe you are an average or below average guy, then even you can completely understand this course because it is for everyone. I don't think they require any special knowledge or capacity or capability to do this course or to understand this subject. But one thing you must know to some degree is the English language, because all the terminology will be in English. So you should have some basic knowledge of English. Next, so advanced here means written practice. So after covering one or two philosophers, we will be taking questions which have come in the past and are expected to come in the future, or some basic questions from that philosopher point of view. So that questions, those concepts we will discuss in the duration of the course. Next, so on the right below corner there is my description. Sorry, my introduction is there. Uh, I am a G Navin. I'm an engineering graduate. I was SBAPO and IPPSPO in the past, and I have written mains of UPSC and MPSC. In UPSC particular, I had my optional as philosophy. So when I was preparing for the philosophy optional, I referred to multiple sources and notes and coachings and everything. But the reason why I'm starting this course is that all the information is here and there in random. All the coachings, they don't focus on understanding the philosopher itself. Uh, they in between they tell you that whatever philosopher has said, you have to uh, understand or uh, just memorize it and reproduce it in the paper. You see, for a civil service aspirant, the Indian philosophy part uh, is not that much difficult because that philosophy is somewhat we are very familiar with, that is rooted in our culture. But when we look at Western philosophy, it's somehow we are not able to reconnect or say connect ourselves with those philosophers and their culture or their histories. So sometimes it becomes very difficult to grasp that particular idea of that particular philosopher. So in time, some philosophers like Hegel, Kant, and especially the contemporary philosophers, uh, that part is become extremely difficult for the aspirant to understand, and it is the reason why in paper one, uh, very few candidates are able to score good marks in Western philosophy. The another reason is that all the coachings they focus particularly on paper one. All the time they teach paper one almost for, if the course is for 6 months, for the 5 month they will teach paper one, and for paper two, uh, which they have never mentioned or reconnected with while teaching paper one, they now tell you that yes, the paper two is very easy, and they just finish it very quickly. Paper two they finish it very quickly. So if you don't know what is the syllabus, actually I was about to begin the first philosopher because I didn't want to discuss all this syllabus and all this thing, because you already chosen the optional philosophy as a optional. Then it is implied that you have seen the philosophy syllabus. You must have taken a look or at least something. Anyway, so exactly we will see some how we are going to cover all these things while taking this course. First and foremost, our first philosopher is Plato. So this for studying any philosopher, your first step should be syllabus. Okay, now I have on the screen I have taken the screenshot of the source which I have mentioned at the bottom. At that link, that is a link of UPSC official site. So if you if you have any notification from 2021 or 2022 or upcoming exam 2023, in that notification, the syllabus is mentioned under the headline of philosophy optional. So those of you who don't know what the philosophy optional consists of, then let me tell you, the philosophy optional consists of two papers, paper one and paper two. So in the paper one, again, there are two subsections. The first subsection is Western philosophy, in which uh, there is uh, it can be further categorized into three parts: classical Greek period, uh, modern Western philosophy, and contemporary philosophy. This all comes under the Western philosophy of paper one. The next subsection of paper one is Indian philosophy. In Indian philosophy, there are number of schools, uh, Charvak, from Charvak to Jainism, Buddhism, and all these six schools of Hindu philosophy. In the paper two, the first subsection is socio-political philosophy, and the next one is the philosophy of religion. Anyway, While discussing the Plato, we will go through this syllabus as well, and I will discuss how we are going to cover it. So, first philosopher in this syllabus, the UPSC has combined both philosophers, Plato and Aristotle, as a first point. Okay, and the syllabus is elaborated as further as idea, idea, substance, form and matter, causation, actuality, and potentiality. So, in this, only this idea part has been discussed in detail by the Plato, and rest of the part, that is substance, form and matter, causation, actuality, potentiality, this actually belongs to the Aristotle's realm or his field. So it seems less like Plato and more like Aristotle. So, but this idea part, this is not the only thing you have to study. There are many things which Plato has said. And while studying, uh, this is for reference. Okay, the syllabus is for reference, but many things are there. Okay, which has come and uh, are coming in the exam, which you should know if you want to study the philosophy. Now, next, the breaking up the syllabus. Yeah, if you see the paper 2, socio-political philosophy, it has this topic, justice. Also, this sovereignty, individual and state, rights, duty, and accountability. See, Plato has written one book, Republic, in which he had discussed in detail about the state. Okay, and he was also, uh, it is believed that he was the first who have given the concept of justice. So, if you are studying Plato, try to cover it in Plato itself, what he has or what are his thoughts about justice, state, form of government, and corruption. See, Plato has in detail discussed about corruption of soul and something. Okay, so in Plato itself, you have to cover that thing, or at least know that Plato has said about this. Okay, next is the philosophy of religion part. Here, the notion of God is there. So for Plato, there was existence of God according to Plato, but his God was all good. You can say it was not like that. At that time, they didn't have the concept of God. They had the concept of God in the Greek city state, but it was not like what others had or believed at that time. The Plato's God was different than the society in which he was living. He was not, his God was not Zeus, or whatever they said. I don't know. So his God was not like that. Next is soul and immortality. So Plato has in detail spoke about the soul and how the knowledge, all the knowledge is the innate knowledge inside the soul and all that thing. So you have to know what Plato has told or spoke about the soul. Then revelation and faith. Okay, every philosopher has their way of telling what is the knowledge and how to get the knowledge, and then they have discussed all this revelation and faith and all these things. Some people calls Plato as a mystic, and some call his guru, that was Socrates, as a mystic. So you have to know that. Then there is a religion and morality. So this you have to know what Plato's perception of religion and morality. See, in the philosophy of religion, you have to study it extra. So rather than waiting for that part which will be coming up in the future, study it in the Plato itself. What his thoughts of religion or morality, and doing small or short summary, but try to know it. Next, now before starting the philosophy, there are some things which you must know, because these things will be coming up from time to time, and these things will baffle you. Okay, these things might confuse you, like the metaphysics. The number of times this term metaphysics will come while studying this subject. So there are many definitions. There are no single definition. Many philosophers uh, have different definitions. Okay, but for our point of view, we don't have to write the metaphysics definition. We are supposed to know what the metaphysics means in crude term or in conceptual clarity. So the metaphysics is a belief system, and many philosophers have different belief systems about the same thing. For example, what the world is, how the universe govern, what is soul, whether there is a God or not, and if there is a God, what are his characteristics, and all this belief system is a metaphysics. Okay, science from time to time have ventured into this metaphysical, you say, discipline or stream of knowledge, but have not found the satisfactory explanation for it. Okay, if science is successful in finding or giving the reason, then that things get absorbed in the field of science, because science have the proper explanation about that thing. Okay, so in the metaphysical or in the metaphysics, the questions or the nature of questions, they are probed into our the ultimate nature of existence, reality, what is experience, what is ultimate cause of the universe, all these kind of questions, what is soul, what it means to be alive, all these things, they belongs to the realm of metaphysics. The next is epistemology. So epistemology is a rationalization of metaphysical belief system. So if you have a belief system about the soul, then you will try to rationalize, or because you have rationalized enough, you are now having that metaphysical belief system. So if you believe in soul, then there must be a reason why you believe in the existence of the soul. For Mahavir, that was different. The reason was different. For Buddha, his concept of soul was different. For other Hindu philosophies, it was different. For Plato, it was different. They all believe in soul, but their reason was different. So that reason, that rationalization of their metaphysical belief system is epistemology. It is also known as theory of knowledge. Whatever knowledge they think they have or have gathered, or the rationalized, that knowledge, rationalization of that belief system, comes under the epistemology. So what is the source of that knowledge? What is the scope of that knowledge and the nature of that knowledge? It belongs to the epistemological field of study. The next is the relationship between the epistemology and metaphysics. See, a person cannot use a traditional scientific method to prove the metaphysical belief system. Okay, because the metaphysical concept sometimes directly conflict with science. Okay, some people believe that there was no Big Bang. Some people believe that there was Big Bang. The field of quantum physics and theory of relativity still uh, gives or unable to give the proper explanation of the things or how the world operates. Okay, so in such times, there are people who have tried to give the metaphysical explanation. Okay, next the Plato. Uh, when the Plato was there in the city state of Greek, and the philosopher who had come before Plato, at that time there was a debate around the order in nature and universe, and if such order exists in moral realm as well, it means that he, the universe is functioning, everything is happening, and it is evident that there is some order in the universe. Okay, but whether such order also exists or govern the human behavior, or which we can call as a moral order, if there is a moral order, That was a big question at that time. And according to Plato, when he was growing up, so he had seen the decadence of the Athens, his city state, and it was particularly moral decadence he was talking about. And he blamed it all on the sophist. Now, who were the sophists uh, is another topic, but to know Plato and Socrates, his teacher, we have to know who were the sophists as well.